Hey everyone, I'm Dan.
And I'm Louise.
And we're building an expedition truck to travel Australia and potentially the world. So this week I'm going to show you guys the process of cladding the pop-top frame. I'm not sure how long it'll take. It might take around a week. Last week we had a look at the design changes that we've made to the external cladding and how we're going to incorporate LEDs into our design. Lou and I have been doing a lot of brainstorming around that and trying to come up with a concept for our design, so Louise is going to run us through that.
So if you can see in the background, we have some scales because our last design was going to be based on a fish because I'm an ocean lover and Dan's a surfer, but we're moving away from that design and focusing on something more abstract that will work better with the LEDs. So our inspiration at the moment is things that are the building blocks of life or that connect all of life. So cells, atoms, patterns that are really going to be able to accentuate those lights.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you can talk more about it while I show my picture.
Yeah, so we wanted to come up with a design that, like Lou said, something that highlights the similarities between everyone and everything in life. You know, because when you get down to it, we're all made of the same stuff. So we thought that's something that everyone can relate to and everyone will be inspired by.
Mind you, this picture will probably look nothing like what we'll end up looking like, but it's just about getting started and getting some ideas on paper. So yes, stay tuned.
All right, so we're going to start sheeting the cab and see you on the other side.
You know, there's a whole new planet and it's just being born. It always happens. It is the nature of our life and the nature of our heart. Something new always wants to be born. This life force is unstoppable. The force that pushes those little green plants through the cracks in the sidewalk. That's us. We are that too. When we go into the city, cross over the Golden Gate Bridge, one of my daughters, who's now 12, Caroline's favorite things is that we pay the toll for the car behind us, you know, and she's always looking out to say, all right, who's going to be behind us this time? She hopes it will be like a couple of businessmen dressed in suits and looking kind of glum or something like that. You know, she says, let's kind of get somebody behind us who's really having a hard day. And then we go and then we give them, you know, our $6, right, and say it's for the car behind us. And she says, okay, Daddy, now don't go too fast because I want to see what happens. And at first, the toll taker says, you know, so the car in front of you paid, and they look to see if they know the person. She's there waving. And then this perplexity turns to this great grin. It doesn't matter who it is. It's totally wonderful.
All right, we've got all the sheets installed on the outside of the frame. It's taken us about a week. To hold the sheets on, I've used a polyurethane glue and galvanized steel screws. The steel screws are there just to compress the sheets to the frame while the glue cures. It doesn't really need the screws to hold it. In the pop top, because the frame of the pop top is aluminium, I'm going to remove those steel screws and replace them with aluminium rivets. That's so we don't have any dissimilar materials which can cause electrolysis, which can cause corrosion. So I'll take all those screws out in the pop top and I'll chuck aluminium rivets in, and that should be fine. The next thing we're going to do is install all the seals for the doors in the slide out room, and to do that I need to lift the pop top roof so I can get it all lined up and nice and plumb and square. So I'll start up the truck now and I'll lift the pop top roof and show you how that works.
It's interesting when everything that was important, relevant, pressing, and even urgent becomes suddenly meaningless. That $1,200 pair of lizard skin boots you're wearing will drag you down to the bottom of the ocean if you don't take them off.
All right, so that's the roof lifted. As you can see, it gives us a fair bit more headroom. This is our front door and this is where the slide out room comes out. Over the next week, I'll be making the seals for the doors in the slide out room, which will hopefully keep everything watertight. Most expedition trucks or motorhomes that I see that have a pop-top roof, the doors open in two parts. The pop-top roof door and then the main body has its own door, but we don't want that. We want it the doors to open as one piece, so I'll be working out exactly how that's going to work. And that's about it for this week. If there's anything you'd like to see in particular, hit me up. I'll be more than happy to make a video for you. And maybe in the next few weeks, I'll make a video going into more detail about the pop top and about the bearings that we've used and the actuators and all that sort of things. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week.